Happy Monday. I'm here with our 6 available Bernedoodle babies. These pups are from Chewy and Billye's standard Bernedoodle litter, our major league puppies. And these puppies are 10 weeks old now, and they are ready to go home anytime. So I have 5 tricolor boys, and then I've got 1 tricolor girl. She's laying under the bed here, or under this little puppy cot. Billye's usually up in the middle of everything. But there she is right now. She'll be over here later to play and be part of the fun. Cub just went over to join her. So these puppies will be with us until they find their forever families. They've had their first vaccinations, their first health exam. If they're still with us this week, then I believe their second set of shots are due and we'll have that done. They've all been cleared to go to their homes, and this was just a really big litter of puppies. So we have our 6 that are still remaining. We've got the classic Bernedoodle look with this tricolor color and patterns. And these puppies have beautiful markings. They're all very similar, so they look a lot alike, these puppies do. We'll talk about each of them a little bit. You just get to watch them play. So if you are close enough to Tennessee and you would like to come meet these puppies in person and choose a puppy from the 6, then we can make an appointment from that after we do a phone call. And then if you are further away and you would need you would want your puppy delivered to you, then we can do a phone call or a FaceTime and answer questions, and you can reserve a puppy that way. So we always talk more in depth and answer questions more on the phone calls than we do in our videos. Puppies are doing really well with their potty training. Still not going to consider a 10-week-old puppy fully potty trained, especially as they have to transition to their new family and their new home. But when they're here, they'll keep their inside area clean and they go outside to potty. And as long as we're paying attention when they're in the living room here, even though we don't have a doggy door right here, we can get them out for their potty breaks. All right, so this is our major league litter. They all have baseball team names, but we don't call them those names routinely. We only use the names for these videos. When we talk to the puppy, we just call them puppy. Let's see if we can find all our guys. So I have Cub right here. He's got a toy he's playing with. Cub and Rocky look a whole lot alike. Both double furnished with straight coats. We were really looking at keeping Cub or Rocky. We had a hard time deciding between the two. The boys are very similar to be a dad. And if they stay with us too long, then we may decide to go with that plan anyway. But we have a sable puppy in Josie's litter, a sable boy we're looking at, and he would be a little more versatile for us. But that is Cub. Let's see here if I can find. This is Rocky playing in the toy. Just plopped over there. They both got all that brown on their paws. Very little white, just on their very tippy toes. That's Marlin's back foot you're seeing. There's Rocky. Okay. And this is Marlin. So Marlin, it has 1 furnishing. He's got 1 copy of Curl. So 1 copy of Curl means that the puppies are going to have big waves to soft curls. And Marlin has very clear tan points, the brown, and they're very rich. This is Cub again. Over here I have Ranger or White Sox. Let me see, I think that's Ranger. White Sox is right here beside him. So Ranger has those little white paws, but that big splash of white on the back of his neck So Ranger and White Sox both have that. White Sox has bigger white socks than Ranger does. And then we do have collars on them. Marlon was scratching at his a little bit. But Ranger, I've got a green collar on. Cub has a red collar. This is Marlin. This is my girl, Billye. So she's the only girl still with us. That's White Sox talking to me. Billye just went and laid down again. They've been outside playing. They've all had baths and blow dries, and then we went outside for a potty break and playtime, and then we took pictures. So they've had a big time today. There's Ranger. And White Sox. And Cub walking past. Billye's in the back. So here's Rocky. Nope, this is Billye. Here is Rocky. And here's Marlin. So if you're interested in any of these puppies, you can email us at ocoeeriverdoodles@gmail.com. We'll schedule that phone call, answer any questions you have, talk to you about these puppies. And if you're close enough where you'd like to come meet them in person and play with the puppy, we can talk about getting ready for that. So we are in Southeast Tennessee. We're about 45 minutes from Chattanooga, an hour and a half from Knoxville, about 2 hours from Atlanta, about 3 hours from Nashville. Those are lots of areas that people know if they don't know a lot about Tennessee. We have the Ocoee River. Ocoee is a very small town, but the Ocoee River is what, if people know this area, it's because of that. It's big for kayaking and rafting, mountain biking and hiking, and just lots of outdoors things. Cleveland is the town next to us, but Cleveland's not a very big town. That's Billye. That's Ranger. And Rocky. And Cub. Marlin. And White Sox. So that'll be all for today's Movie Monday. If these puppies are still with us next week, then we'll have another Movie Monday. And if they go to their families, then follow our social media. We like to post updates from our puppies. Sometimes they'll start Instagram pages, the families will, for their pups, and we'll share that as well. We're a little bit behind on posting updates. We've had several updates lately that we need to post on our Instagram and Facebook pages. We have a TikTok page. We're just not very good at using the TikTok page and posting to it. That's something we still need to learn. This is Marlin that we're watching right here. Alright, so that'll be all for these cute puppies. I feel like I keep saying this, and the puppies keep being cute, so I don't want to turn the camera off. Thanks for following our puppies here at Ocoee River Doodles.